These things fascinate me. And you know what? Every time I say it, maybe sometimes you guys go, why are you always obsessed with this scientific research and breakthrough, JR? Because this stuff is amazing. Watch.
We're going to turn now to a stunning medical breakthrough helping a man who was paralyzed for over a decade walk again. Researchers say it uses artificial intelligence to reconnect his brain and spinal cord and gives doctors and patients a new reason for hope. Will Reeve has the story, and will this breakthrough hold special significance for you?
It does, Michael. My dad was Christopher Reeve, and he suffered a spinal cord injury in 1995, and he dedicated the final 9 years of his life, his remarkable life, to fighting for a cure for paralysis. And for many reasons, I wish he were here today to see how far the research has come. This breakthrough sounds like science fiction, but it's real.
So there's some new technology to get people that are suffering from paralysis to walk again. I'm sure it's something that's been worked on forever, but look, there's new technologies coming in. We always talk about all the things that could be done for negative purposes here. Maybe something can come of this. There's more to this. Watch how this works. This is crazy.
Researchers using the power of one man's thoughts to help overcome his decade-long battle with paralysis.
And of course, yeah, you dream of walking.
Overnight, Gert-Jan Oskam speaking with ABC News, describing the 2011 motorcycle crash that left him paralyzed from the waist down.
I tried everything at home, trying to stand up and making steps, but it wasn't enough.
Last year, researchers in Switzerland surgically inserted electronic implants to the areas of Oskam's brain and spinal cord that control movement. With the help of artificial intelligence, AI, they built what they call a digital bridge between his brain and spine, bypassing his injuries, essentially putting his thoughts into action.
It's crazy, bro. And also the fact that he's got these things inserted or surgically implanted on his brain, bro, and it connects to this intricate, nervous system and gets you to move again. He's moving, in a different way, and he's talking about how he's learning to walk all over again like a toddler. But then he's got some assistance here when it comes to it. And you think about the, countless people across the world who suffer from different levels of paralysis. It's at least hope for something else that maybe they once had. A little bit more on the technology before you jump in here, Dan, because I wonder, would you do it? Let's watch this.
While this type of AI has been used in medicine for decades, now researchers are saying this is the first successful procedure of its kind. AI being used as a thought decoder, processing what the neurons in the brain region are trying to do and sending that signal to the spine.
We re-establish this communication with a digital bridge that transforms the thought into action.
His small steps, a potentially giant leap for patients with spinal cord injury. Even when Oskam's implants are turned off, he says he can still walk with the help of crutches.
That's crazy. Maybe it's gonna get us somewhere. Not that anyone ever, imagines that they find themselves in this type of situation. I mean, Oskam there in that story, I think it was a motorcycle accident. Who knows, and then people find themselves here and they think there's different varying levels of how people respond to it, but there's something else here. I don't know how invasive this brain surgery is, but the question comes, where are you on this, man?
I think there's a lot of factors that are like out of my control. But if I were in that situation and I got to maybe, wait a few years for that experimental technology to maybe get to version 2.0, I don't want to know how the brain software updates work. Cause like sometimes you reboot it and it's not the same as it was beforehand. Like we all know that experience with computers, like the updates, we all kind of dread them. I don't trust all aspects of that, but I will say this, like there's a lot of skepticism about AI because it seems like NFTs and crypto, and yes, it's being used as a buzzword by a lot of tech companies to lure venture capital money because they need that right now. But and people are like over promising what it can do, but I think it is best used in these situations. Like it helps people do what they're already doing a little bit easier. Like computers help me appear on a set and not have to make the long journey and trek onto the other side of Los Angeles County to join you in the studio right now, right? Like there's little advancements in technology that help us, and I think that's one of the more beautiful cases that AI has to offer. It's not going to solve everything, but that's really nice.
I mean, look at all the kinds of surgeries we already have. Surgeries where people figure they're doing something just for better quality of life. And when it comes to something like moving, walking again, man, it's at the forefront, man. I love stuff like this, but again, like you said, I would have to wait for that second gen to come out, maybe even third. But I guess depending on your level of impatience and waiting for something to happen, maybe if the reminder comes up on the top right corner of your brain and it says, "Would you like to update today?" You're like, "No, remind me tomorrow."
Swipe
the hell out of here. I do it every day. Every day. My computer's probably last updated in 2018 or something like that. Who knows?
Every time I do something, it breaks.
Yeah, and then maybe my ability to walk might suffer from that too because I'm lazy.
This is JR and Dan's Tech Talk.